show, we have Matt Cardle. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
How's it going, Darren? You all right?
Yeah, good, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you for coming on. Firstly, right, can I congratulate you on Loving You with Mel C? I'm not just saying that because you're on, right, but I want to say that I think it's one of the best pop songs of the year. You must be really chuffed with that.
Bless you. I know I'm so happy with it, I'm so happy that I got to work with Mel, that we got to write such a great song together, that it's charted so well, all of this kind of stuff, that it's just gone down so well. I'm over the moon.
Now, to me, in your career, I suppose winning the X Factor isn't really your sort of biggest achievement. I reckon releasing stuff on your own label and sort of leaving Sony and kind of having creative control and having success that way is kind of a massive achievement. Yeah,
I feel the same way. It was a big deal for me winning X Factor, and it still is. It was the most watched series they've ever had.
Yeah, it was, of course.
By a long way, and it was a hell of an achievement for all of us involved. But since doing my first album, having a platinum album, number 2, that's again another huge achievement for me. And then leaving Sony and starting on my own, well, not on my own, but, doing it myself and producing these albums myself. And, to have the second album reach number 8, another top 10 album and sell through so well. And now Porcelain is out on Monday. So, we're hoping to do it again.
I'm guessing when you're sort of with a big label and you have that whole X Factor tag, is there a lot of sort of creative restrictions when you're with a big label like that?
No. I got to co-write the whole thing, and I didn't really get to produce anything, but it was more the song choices that bothered me. That Gary Barlow track was never on my radar until about 3 weeks before we were about to do the first single, and it was
right, yeah.
I didn't want that situation to come up again, because we had our hearts set, me and the people I write it with and the team, and everyone had our hearts set on Starlight being the first single that ended up being my second single. And then, obviously Gary was going back on X Factor, and I think there was more to it than met the eye.
Yeah, sure, I understand. And it must be kind of a massive a kind of sense of achievement inside, kind of knowing that this album is all under your creative control. It's all you.
Well, yeah, and it feels great. It's been my choice to who to write with, who to shoot the videos with, who to do the album covers with, and everything like that. So I feel very lucky.
Fantastic. Okay, so the third album, Porcelain, is coming, as we know. Tell us about the new record.
Well, like I say, I've written it all over the place. It's a real mix of tracks, mix of sounds. There's some pure pop, there's rock, there's some soulful edges, there's some little bit left field, kind of Portishead moments in the track too. It's by far my best work yet, and I'm more proud of this than I've been of anything I've ever done.
I can tell, actually, because you really sort of pushed yourself vocally on this one as well, haven't you?
Absolutely. I couldn't sing for a little while after the vocal sessions. Yeah.
Do you have to do anything special to sort of retain the voice?
Just warm up and warm down.
Right.
Warming down is as important as warming up.
So you don't need to avoid anything like beer or anything, because that would be awful, wouldn't it?
No, you'd be all right with beer.
Lubricates
not while you're in the
vocals,
vocal booth, otherwise you'd just be burping through all the takes.
Yeah, very good point. Now, listen, James Arthur has been saying some interesting things, sort of mouthing off recently. Is there kind of a real feud between you two, or is it just kind of, the silly tabloid nonsense?
Look, I really don't pay too much attention to that kid.
It is a bay. I'm joined once again by Matt Cardle. Matt, I've been asking your Twitter followers to ask some questions for you, and I've been absolutely inundated. My Twitter's gone crazy. I think you've crashed it a couple of times today. But I thought I'd ask a couple of these if that's all right with you.
Yeah, of course.
Claire says, please can you ask Matt if there's a particular country he would love to tour and why?
Well, it's funny. I've been talking to Melanie about this, and it's funny because of the Spice Girls, and they were, they're global phenomenon.
Yeah.
We do. I personally have fans all around the world, but not to that extent. Otherwise, things would be very different for me. But she was telling me about all the fans. She goes, "It's funny how you get to know nationalities," and she's like, the Italians are very, they're very tactile. They're kind of all over you, and she's like, and the Chinese are very screamy and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, it's just interesting to go and see how different people react. It's through the first and second albums, we only kind of pushed that in the UK and Ireland. But it's the difference between a Portsmouth crowd and a Cork crowd
Sure.
is incredible. And, you know, between a Middlesbrough crowd and a Shetland Islands crowd, you know, the further north you go, the more excitable, the more up for it seems.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
us up north, we're a great crowd then.
Yeah, you are, yeah.
Yeah.
And also over in Ireland. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like London crowds, I do, but they're notoriously difficult to please.
I've heard that before, actually, yeah. So if you get a great reaction from a London audience, you know you're doing well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Someone else has put here, this is from Helen. She says, how are the injured guitar playing fingers?
Right, I've been looking at these this morning. They're okay.
What have you done? What did you do to them?
I was in Bali with Blue a couple of weeks back. We, myself and themselves, sang at the Miss World final.
Oh, that must have been a hardship for you.
It's horrible, yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
And then we went out and I fell over. I woke up and I woke up on the beach, half in and half out to sea. But I had my
That's the
hands.
sign of a good night.
Yeah, I had my fingers buried in the sand for some unknown reason, and when I pulled them out, I realised why I'd done that is because I'd done something to one of my guitar playing fingers, and that was helping it kind of, you know, I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was doing, to be fair.
What were you drinking? Someone here says, I haven't got a name actually, which song on Porcelain is going to be the most challenging to sing live?
I think it will be the first track, In Chains. It's just a monster at the end, and there's a lot going on while I'm you know, in the midst of a guitar solo and all that kind of stuff, so it should be great.
Okay. Do you get nervous about songs with kind of really high notes in before you go and say something like, okay, here goes, I've got one chance at this?
No, I mean,
Nah,
it's
go
just,
for it.
You just go for it.
Now, something I've been doing with guests on the show recently, right, and James Blunt was terrible at this earlier in the week, is I'm testing you, if you don't mind, on some of your song lyrics, and I want you as quick as you can to tell me what the song is.
Okay.
But to give you a fighting chance, right, it's all from the new album. So it should be
cool.
fairly
So
fresh
just
in the
from
mind.
The new album, right?
Yeah, okay. Here goes. Right, first one. If you can find heaven, I'll show you how to lose it.
How to build a castle and take it down brick by brick.
Yes. You see, you with your lips. You're there. Without your kiss, no.
I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
Help me out. You know, I need a little mouth to mouth.
How recently have these been written? I guess quite recently. Okay. We don't matter now.
Forget it. Forget it. Oh, just forget it.
And finally, head down, just dragging their shadow behind.
Some people don't want to seem to ever change.
You're very good. You see, you're prepared for touring. You've got the lyrics there. Listen, Porcelain's out on the 28th of October, is that right?
Yeah, this Monday coming.
Fantastic. Are you nervous about it coming out?
Yes and no. Yes, because I'm releasing an album and it just is a nerve-wracking experience.
Yeah.
No, because I am more proud of this than I've ever been of anything, and I know that we've got an amazing album here.
Fantastic. And of course, with it being a great album, it should do really well.
Let's hope.
Yeah. Listen, Matt, thank you so much for talking to us today.
My pleasure.
And good luck with the album.
Thank you.